In a bustling town nestled between the mountains and the sea, there lived a prosperous merchant named Amir. He was known far and wide for his fine silks, exotic spices, and luxurious goods. His shop was always filled with colorful fabrics, intricate jewelry, and the sweet scent of cinnamon and cloves. Amir's wealth had grown considerably over the years, but he attributed much of his success to his beloved wife, Layla, whose intelligence and kindness complemented his ambition. Layla was a woman of exceptional beauty, with long, dark hair and eyes that sparkled like stars. She possessed a keen mind and a warm heart, which endeared her to everyone who crossed her path. While Amir was often busy managing his business, Layla took care of their home and was known for her charitable acts. She would often visit the local orphanage, bringing food and clothes for the children, and she spent time with the elderly, listening to their stories and offering them companionship. One crisp autumn day, Amir returned home after a long day at the market. He entered their modest but elegant home, where the walls were adorned with beautiful tapestries and the aroma of freshly baked bread filled the air. Layla was preparing dinner, humming a sweet melody as she worked. When she heard the door creak open, she turned and smiled, her face lighting up with joy. "Amir, you're home," she exclaimed, wiping her hands on her apron and rushing to embrace him. "How was your day?" "It was fruitful, my love. I secured a new shipment of silk from the east," Amir replied, a glint of excitement in his eyes. "But tell me about your day. What have you been up to?" Layla shared stories of her day, how she had helped a young girl in need and spent time with an elderly woman who had shared tales of her youth. Amir listened intently, his heart swelling with pride for the woman he loved. As they sat down for dinner, the couple discussed their dreams. Amir spoke of expanding his business, of traveling to distant lands to discover new treasures, while Layla expressed her desire to create a safe haven for the town's orphans. They both shared a passion for bettering their lives and their community, and in those moments, they felt invincible together. Days turned into weeks and Amir's business flourished. However, the more successful he became, the more time he spent away from home. Caught up in the hustle and bustle of the market, Layla understood his ambition, but felt a growing sense of loneliness. She missed the evenings they used to spend together, discussing their dreams and plans. One evening, as Amir returned home late after closing a significant deal, Layla decided to voice her feelings. "Amir, I understand how important your work is, but I miss you. We used to dream together, and now it feels like you're always working," she said, her voice tinged with sadness. Amir looked at her, guilt washing over him. "I'm doing this for us, Layla. I want to build a life for you, one filled with comfort and security. I promise to make more time for us." But as days turned into weeks again, Amir's promises remained unfulfilled. The more he earned, the more he wanted. He started dreaming of becoming the wealthiest merchant in the entire region. He envisioned grand parties and a sprawling estate. The thought of his wife's smiling face at lavish gatherings pushed him further into his ambitions, blinding him to the emptiness it was creating in their relationship. One day, while perusing the marketplace for new goods, Amir encountered a stranger. The man was well dressed, with an air of sophistication and charm. He introduced himself as Rahim, a wealthy trader from a distant land. The two men quickly struck up a conversation, and Rahim spoke of his travels and the riches he had accumulated. Amir listened, captivated by the tales of luxury and adventure. "You have a fine business, Amir," Rahim said, eyeing the goods in Amir's stall. "But you could have so much more. I can show you how to expand your trade routes, how to obtain goods no one else can. You could be the richest merchant in all the lands." Amir's heart raced with excitement. He had always wanted more, but this was the first time he felt the fire of greed burning within him. "What do I have to do?" he asked eagerly. Rahim smiled, sensing Amir's ambition. "You must be willing to take risks. Leave your comfortable life behind for a while, and come with me. I will show you the way." Amir hesitated, thinking of Layla and the life they had built together. But the allure of wealth and power was too strong. "I need time to think," he replied, trying to suppress the thrill that coursed through him. That evening, Amir returned home, his mind swirling with thoughts of the possibilities Rahim had laid before him. He watched Layla as she prepared dinner, her graceful movements bringing him a moment of clarity. He loved her deeply, yet the temptation of wealth tugged at him. "Layla, I met a man today who could change everything," he began cautiously. "He's offering me a chance to expand my business beyond our wildest dreams." Layla looked up from her cooking, concern etching her features. "What does that mean for us, Amir? Are you willing to risk everything we've built?" "I need to do this," Amir insisted, his voice firm. "It's for our future. Imagine the life we could have, but at what cost?" Layla asked, her eyes searching his. "We have each other and our home. That is the true wealth." Despite Layla's wise words, Amir's mind was made up. He decided to accompany Rahim on a journey to distant lands. After discussing it with Layla, who reluctantly agreed to support his decision, Amir packed his belongings, excited about the new adventures ahead. The following weeks were filled with travel and exploration. Amir saw bustling markets, tasted exotic foods, and met fascinating people. Rahim introduced him to influential figures, opening doors he had never imagined. As Amir's business flourished, he became increasingly consumed by the desire for wealth and recognition. One evening, as they rested in a lavish caravan, Amir confided in Rahim about his dreams. "I want to build a mansion, host grand banquets, and be known as the wealthiest merchant in the region." Rahim grinned, his eyes glinting with approval. "Then you must seize every opportunity, Amir. Don't let anything stand in your way." Amir's heart raced with excitement as they continued their journey. But with each new deal he closed, he felt a growing emptiness inside. He missed Layla's laughter and the warmth of their home. Yet, the lure of success was intoxicating, and he pushed those feelings aside. Months passed, and Amir returned home to the town he had left behind, transformed by wealth and ambition. His shop was now the most prominent in the marketplace, filled with exotic goods from lands he had visited. But as he walked through the familiar streets, he felt a pang of nostalgia. He hurried home, eager to show Layla what he had achieved. But when he entered their house, he found it empty. The silence echoed through the halls, and a wave of anxiety washed over him. He searched the house, calling out her name, but there was no response. In desperation, he ran to the local orphanage where Layla had spent so much of her time. As he burst through the doors, he found the director, an elderly woman named Fatima. She looked up with sadness in her eyes. "Amir, my dear, I'm afraid Layla is not well," Fatima said gently. "She has been ill for some time. We tried to reach you, but you were away." Amir's heart sank. "Ill? Why didn't anyone tell me?" Fatima explained that Layla had become increasingly lonely during his absence. Though she had continued her charitable work, she missed Amir desperately. The isolation had taken a toll on her health, and she had fallen ill from worry. Amir felt a weight of guilt settle over him. He rushed to their home and found Layla lying in bed, pale and weak. The sight of her fragile form broke his heart. "Layla, I'm so sorry. I should have been here for you." Her eyes fluttered open, and she smiled weakly. "Amir, my love, you're home," she whispered, her voice barely audible. "I missed you." "I missed you too," he choked out, kneeling beside her. "I should have never left. I've been so consumed by ambition that I lost sight of what truly matters." Layla reached out, her hand trembling as she touched his cheek. "I wanted you to be happy. I just wished we could have shared this journey together." Amir spent the next few weeks caring for Layla, determined to make up for lost time. He learned to balance his business with his love for her. He cut back on his hours at the market, focusing instead on being present. They talked for hours, reminiscing about their dreams and aspirations. With Amir's love and support, Layla slowly regained her strength. She blossomed back into the vibrant woman he had fallen in love with, and Amir realized that no amount of wealth could replace the joy of sharing life with her. One evening, as they sat together in the soft glow of the candlelight, Layla looked at Amir with a gentle smile. "You've changed, my love," she said, her eyes sparkling. "You're not just a successful merchant. You're my partner again." Amir nodded, a sense of relief washing over him. I've learned that true wealth lies not in gold or silks, but in love and companionship. I will never let ambition blind me again. As their lives returned to a semblance of normalcy, Amir began to weave Layla back into his business. He sought her opinions on new goods, and they made decisions together, building their dreams side by side. The bond they shared grew stronger, like a fabric tightly woven together, resilient and beautiful. Inspired by her husband's renewed dedication, Layla proposed a new project. Why don't we create a community center, a place where people can gather, learn, and find support? She suggested, her eyes gleaming with enthusiasm. Amir loved the idea. They started planning the community center, pooling their resources and reaching out to their friends and neighbors for support. The project quickly gained momentum, and soon, the entire town rallied around them. Layla's vision for a place of learning and togetherness inspired everyone. Months later, as they stood before the newly completed community center, Amir felt a sense of fulfillment he had never experienced before. The center was a beautiful building filled with classrooms, a library, and spaces for gatherings. It became a sanctuary for the townsfolk, a place where friendships flourished and knowledge was shared. On the opening day, Amir and Layla watched as families filled the center, laughter echoing through the halls. Children played, adults engaged in discussions, and the community buzzed with energy. Amir turned to Layla, his heart swelling with pride. "This is our greatest achievement yet." Layla beamed back at him. "We built this together, Amir, and it represents so much more than just a building. It's a testament to our love and commitment." As the evening drew to a close, they found a quiet corner away from the festivities. The stars twinkled overhead, and Amir took Layla's hand, feeling the warmth of her touch. "I promise to always cherish you and the life we've built together," he said earnestly. Layla squeezed his hand. "And I will always encourage you to pursue your dreams. But let's do it together, side by side." In the months that followed, Amir continued to thrive as a merchant, but his priorities had shifted. He found joy not just in business, but in giving back to the community. The couple hosted workshops at the center, teaching young entrepreneurs about trade and business management. They even organized charity events to support those in need. As the seasons changed, so did their lives. The once ambitious merchant had learned the value of balance and love. No longer consumed by the pursuit of wealth, Amir found contentment in sharing his success with others. One afternoon, as Amir was closing the shop for the day, he noticed a young boy looking through the window. The boy's clothes were tattered, and he gazed longingly at the colorful fabrics inside. Amir opened the door and knelt down to the boy's level. "Would you like to see these fabrics up close?" he asked, his voice warm. The boy nodded, eyes wide with wonder, as Amir showed him around the shop. "These are beautiful," he exclaimed, running his fingers over the silks. Amir smiled, feeling a sense of fulfillment. "You can have one piece. Choose what you like, and I will give it to you." The boy's face lit up with joy as he picked a vibrant blue fabric. "Thank you. I want to make something nice for my sister." As Amir wrapped the fabric, he realized that this small act of kindness meant more than all the riches he had once sought. He felt connected to the boy, remembering his own childhood dreams and the struggles that had shaped him. That evening, Amir returned home to find Layla sitting on their porch, watching the sunset. The sky was ablaze with hues of orange and pink, and Amir felt grateful for the life they had built together. "Layla," he said, as he joined her, "today I met a boy who reminded me of myself when I was young. It made me realize how important it is to give back, to share our blessings." Layla smiled, her eyes glistening with pride. "You've come a long way, Amir. I'm so proud of you." "And I'm proud of us," he replied, wrapping his arms around her. "You have shown me the true meaning of wealth, and I will always cherish that." As they sat together, watching the sun dip below the horizon, Amir knew that their journey had only just begun. They had learned that love, compassion, and the willingness to support one another were the greatest treasures of all. And together, they would continue to make their mark on the world, one act of kindness at a time. In the years that followed, the community center became a hub of activity, fostering creativity, education, and a spirit of togetherness. Amir and Layla dedicated their lives to serving others, leaving a lasting legacy that would inspire generations to come. As Amir grew older, he often reflected on the journey that had brought him to this point. He had learned that ambition without love could lead to emptiness. But when ambition was paired with compassion, it could change lives. The bond he shared with Layla had been the foundation of his success. One evening, as they prepared for another community gathering, Amir turned to Layla, his heart full. "You know, it was your unwavering belief in me that changed everything. I might have sought wealth, but you taught me the value of love and community." Layla smiled softly. "And you taught me that dreams can be pursued without sacrificing what matters most." Together, we found the balance. Hand in hand, they walked toward the community center, ready to celebrate with their friends and neighbors. In the laughter and joy that filled the air, Amir and Layla knew they had created something truly special and enduring. Legacy built on love, dreams, and the power of giving back. As the stars twinkled above, Amir and Layla took their place among their community, grateful for the journey that had brought them together, and excited for the future they would continue to build side by side.